Okay, so let's begin. This is what we did in part two. Part two was introduction to public speaking skills. That is body language, confidence, voice modulation, etc. Right? Do not forget to ask for parents' opinion at the end because that ensures that the parents are also understanding the significance of the public speaking skills. Right? Now, let us move on to part number three, and that is a speech delivery. Okay, shall we start now?
Playing another game. Okay, where we'll be watching a speech. So ready for game two?
Yeah.
And I want to remind you, you have two lifelines. So in case you would want to use, you can use that also while playing the game.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So I want you to meet a very similar, student of ours who's just as old as you are right now, 11-year-old Ovia. She's a Planet Spark Star student and India's youngest TEDx speaker. Do you know what is TEDx speaker? Have you? Okay, Tia doesn't know. Do you want to share that, Mr. Agarwal, for Tia? What is TEDx?
TEDx is a platform where you inspire people, where you go and tell about your life journey, how you have made things to success, and you inspire people. You get a lot of public to reach out to, and it is mainly used to get some fans and the fancy stuff like that.
Absolutely. And to be able to influence also, if I have to add something, to be able to influence large number of people, and as your father mentioned, share about personal journey so that others can also learn, right? So Ovia was also, she had joined Planet Spark as a student who was not as confident earlier, but she gave a TEDx speech in front of a large audience very, very recently, and was featured also. Like, her videos are all over there. If you go and Google, you'll find her also, more about her. So we are going to listen to her speech, and what we will be doing is this part. Can you read out the second instruction? Identify one.
Identify the examples of body language, confidence, voice.
Yes. Okay. So these are the things I want you to actively focus on while you are looking at her speech. Okay. Her body language, confidence, and voice. All right. Okay. So are we ready?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just read the speech. Just give me a thumbs up if you are able to hear. Okay. Okay. I think your father has stepped out for a minute.
Yeah, actually someone is there on the door.
Okay. 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 No worries. No worries. Yeah. Okay. So I'll play the video and he can join us.
Sure.
Okay. Can you hear?
I am holding something fantastic inside my palm right now that may soon go extinct. It has been around for millions of years. It is older even than the dinosaur and is the primary source of food for every single person on this planet. There is no human who hasn't touched or seen it. Any guesses on what it is? Well, you're absolutely correct. It is soil. Now I know you have a lot of questions, like how can soil go extinct, and why is an 11-year-old so concerned about soil and not a favorite K-pop artist who is about to drop his next album? Let me tell you something about myself. I've got several talented friends. Some can solve Rubik's Cube pretty fast, some have written and published great books, and some have wonderful YouTube channels.
अभी आया बिल्कुल
Sorry for
latest.
this. Okay, I think we have watched the main part, so I'll stop playing the video. So yes, Sia, what did you observe when Ovia was performing? Did you think where was she using her body language, which includes hands, face, eyes, right? How was she confident, and how was she using her voice? Yes.
She was confident and she was expressing herself really well. And she also speaks in a way that no one gets bored.
Yes. So you want to say that she was able to grab everyone's attention.
Yes.
Yeah. And did you see her using her hands? Can you tell me one specific example where she used her hands while speaking?
When she told that soil is important, and you know why is she caring about 11-year-old is caring about the soil.
Yes.
Soil. So
And what kind of gesture did she make? Can you show me? Can you just illustrate that for me? She did like this, something like this, right? And for the soil, she also made a fist.
yes.
Yeah. So that was the reason, Tia, you know, what you mentioned, that she was able to grab everyone's attention and that others were not feeling bored. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And do you think she was also using a lot of like, she was making different expressions?
Yes.
Yes.
She
Okay.
was making different expressions to express herself.
Yes, that's true. So now comes the interesting part where you can, you know, I think over here, so you didn't use your lifeline. You didn't even need to. So that's amazing. So you still have your 2 lifelines with you. Now, there's a challenge here for you, okay? And this is what something that you will have to do alone, though. Okay, here we can't use lifeline. And the challenge is, can you now give the same speech that Ovia did?
Okay.
Don't worry, I won't make too tough for you. I will give you the speech. I will give you these lines. But what I want you to do is, what do you think the challenge is about? You have to use.
The challenge is about you have to speak something and express yourself. You have to speak these lines.
Very good. Yes, very smart, Tia. So yes, we have been discussing about hands, eyes, voice, and face, right? So while speaking this speech, you have to use all of that. Okay. If you feel that you will feel more confident by standing up also and reading, that is also fine. And you can see that here, you know, some of the words have been highlighted.
Yes.
Why do you think these words are highlighted?
I think these words are highlighted when we have to give some expression. When we have to give expression.
Okay. So expression and also emphasize, you know, stress on these words, like how Ovia was doing. I am holding something fantastic. You know, she took longer to speak those words. Yeah. And then there are some faces also that are made. So these are the expressions that Ovia was giving while speaking. Okay. Do you want to try this?
Okay.
Okay. Why don't you do this? Take 30 seconds, read out the sentences so that you know them well, and then you can present it to us. Okay.
I'm holding something fantastic inside my palm right now that may soon go extinct.
Mhm.
It has been around for millions of years.
Mhm.
There is no human who hasn't touched it or seen it. Any guesses on what is it? Well, you're absolutely correct. It's soil.
Okay, all right. So you have read it or you were preparing? I got confused, sorry.
I am reading it now.
Okay,
I
now
was
you,
preparing now.
all right, all right. Okay. So remember, I think you are doing really well with your voice. You're very natural when, you know, you have to give pauses, yeah, but I want you to use more of your hands and, you know, give more expressions, okay? Yes, come on, let's do it. Yes.
I'm holding something fantastic inside my palm right now that may soon go extinct. It has been around for millions of years. There is no human who hasn't touched it or seen it. Any guesses on what is it? Well, you're absolutely correct. It is soil.
Very good, Tia. Great attempt. Thank you so much. And this time, of course, I saw, you know, that you were using your hands a bit more and also looking directly in the camera while speaking, and also, you know, your voice. Very good. What do you think, both of you, Mr. and Mrs. Agarwal? How did she do?
Yes, definitely she did very well.
Yeah, she did good.
Yeah.
We've seen this already. Sorry.
Okay. Great. So amazing. I think, Tia, again, something to keep in mind that, you know, right now I know we are in an online setting, but, you know, when you were moving your hands, I was not able to see them clearly. So also
Okay.
ensuring that, you know, how can we ensure that the other person are also able to see our gestures? That's something. But I think I want to emphasize again, great voice modulation. Like you were able to lower your volume, or when you had to say something fantastic, then you were able to emphasize the right words. Wherever there was a question mark, you were able to speak in that tone. So I think you used your voice really well. Good job on that. Okay.
Right. So this was the third
Voice
part, which is known as the speech delivery. How did it start? We first introduced Ovia and showed her speech to the child and the parent. And after showing the speech, we asked few questions to the child and asked her observation. What did she observe? How was the body language of Ovia? Where did she use her hand gestures? How did she use it? And after asking those questions, we give the speech challenge to the child. And at the end, you can share your feedback as well. Okay. So these are the three things in the third portion. That is the third step of your demo. Okay. Shall we move to the next part? Now, the fourth part is writing speech. Now, we have already done the speaking part. The speech delivery has already been done, so speaking is done. She was also reading it from the slide, so it was a reading part also, isn't it? Then listening is also done when she was listening to the speech of Ovia. That was the listening skill. Now we are moving on to the writing skill. So you will see that the whole LSRW technique has been followed in the whole of the demo. Listening, speaking, reading, and writing. LSRW. Okay. So now we are moving on to the last skill, and that is writing a speech. So we are going to introduce the different parts of a speech and how we are going to explain it. Let's have a look.
In mind that, right now I know we are in an online setting, but when you were moving your hands, I was not able to see them clearly. So also, right? And with this, we have come to our last section. Okay. So right now, though, I gave you a speech, right? But whenever you have to go out and present on a topic, speak, what do you think you have to do before presenting? I'm giving you a hint. You have to
write something to
Yes.
memorize it and then speak.
Correct. So you have to write a speech, right? To be able to present it. So this is our next and the last section where we will be learning how to write a speech. Okay. And for this part, before I tell you about how we can write an effective speech, there's one challenge for you. So you have 1 minute time and you have to convince both your parents to buy you a pizza from a new pizza place near you. Okay. So let's assume that a new pizza place has opened near you and you have to now convince your mom and dad to buy you a pizza. So right now you are going to face towards them and talk to them. Okay. And then I'll ask your parents after 1 minute whether they got convinced or not.
Okay.
All right. Let's see how you would do. Okay.
Papa, can we please get vegetable pizza from that new store?
Why?
Because I want to eat pizza.
No, that's okay. But Domino's also give you pizza, right? It's the same pizza at the end of the day.
But it's new. Let's try something new today.
No, but pizza is pizza, right?
But the restaurants are different, so they have their different tastes.
But see, Ed, if you look at the base is all same. Veggies are all same. Cheese is same. What's the difference between two different shops?
But it's
They're charging more than Domino's.
but it's good to try something new from every store and restaurants. We should try something new.
What do you like most? The pizza of Domino's?
But I want to try something new today.
I don't think it's a good idea to try.
But let's just try. If we didn't like it, we wouldn't buy it next time.
Okay, I'll leave it to you. Your choice. Your choice.
But if you didn't like it, then it will be a sheer wastage of money.
But let's just try it. We can take it one.
All right. I think we can pause it. Amazing. Does that usually happen, Tia? Is that like
Every day.
Oh, really?
Rather, every weekend, I should say.
Yeah, this is a story of every weekend.
Amazing, amazing. And what happens every weekend? Like, do you both agree or what happens?
We don't have a choice.
Okay, well, great. Thank you so much for participating in this activity. I actually enjoyed a lot while listening to both of you. But yeah, so I have a question for both of you now. What do you think would have helped you to, get convinced? Right now, I feel like you were not really extremely convinced with what Tia was saying, but what would have helped for you to, get ready to let her try pizza from the new place?
I would say two things. One can be a unique thing about that particular restaurant. Another is the value which it is providing. If it is giving me a good value, a 8 inches pizza at the price of say 4 or 6 inches, I think I would have gone for it.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that. Tia, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Next time you know what to say. Yeah, but don't worry. For next time, I'm going to prepare you really, really well. Okay. So thank you so much once again for trying it out. And let's see that how can we convince your parents next time, So first of all, I have to say, Tia, you really tried a lot and never gave it up. So that's very good. But let's understand that, how can we be very, effective in the way we are saying and what is it that we can tell our parents. Yeah. So we are going to now learn how to write a speech to convince someone. Yeah? And for that, I would want you to remember these 3 words. Very important. Okay. The first one is, can you read it out?
Ethos, develop trust.
So ethos means developing trust. What your father also mentioned, that if you could have told about something unique about that pizza place, then it would have been helpful. So something to develop trust. What is second?
Pathos, appeal to motion.
To emotion. Yes. Like whenever we want to convince someone, we have to also make them happy about it, right? So here's the part where we will try to make your parents happy. Yeah. So that is the second part. And what's the third one?
Logos, proof.
Proof. What do you mean by proof?
The proof which you gather that that particular restaurant is there, or
Yeah, something, to again giving a very logical, good reason, so that they get convinced that, okay, now Tia is, she has given me a very good reason. I can't find a reason to say no, so I'll get convinced. Yeah, don't worry. We are going to understand this in a bit more detail again with a pizza story. But right now, we will try to see how we could have used ethos, pathos, and logos to convince your parents for the pizza. Okay. All right. So ethos is about developing trust. What do you mean by trust?
trust, a bond which you create so they believe in you.
Yes, it's about creating that belief, right? Very good. Now, let's assume you have to, convince, again, same situation. You have to convince them to buy pizza from a new place. What will help you, develop trust so that your mom and dad think that, this pizza place sounds really good. We should try it. What do you think we can say?
We can say that like it has good reviews and
Very good.
and it's low in price than the other restaurants.
Very good point. Yeah, I loved it. Yes. And very similar, something we had also written, right? So good reviews means many people have tried it.
Yes.
Yeah. Even when we are buying something, we always try to see what are the reviews, right? So we can talk about that. Yes, it has good reviews. One more thing that we can use is that this pizza store is new right now here, but it has shops all over the India, and it offers really good pizzas. Yeah. And when you say this, now your mom and father are thinking for a minute that, oh, okay, it has good reviews. It is there all around. Your mom had said one statement, right? That what if it is not good? Then it will waste, say, money, time, and resources, right? So in that way, if you could have added, that, no, it has great reviews, then she would have thought, oh, actually not just Tia, but many other people are saying it is good. Yeah. So that is how we develop trust. Okay. Did you understand this part?
Yes.
Yeah. Great. But I loved how you mentioned about reviews. Very good point, Tia. Very smart thinking. Yeah. Now let's come to the second point, which is pathos. Now imagine that, it's already 9 p.m. and there's no food ready at home, and you want to convince them to buy pizza. What do you think you can say that will make your parents happy and also convince them to buy pizza?
I think that I'll try to convince my mom by saying that she'll not have to make dinner for us, and we can order pizza, so it will be easier for you.
Yeah. And you can say that your mom and dad would be thinking, what am I teaching you? This is just for example, Tia. Okay, we don't have to follow to this.
But yeah, already start using these examples sometimes.
Oh, oh, really?
Yeah.
See, you already know how to.
So you can take rest. We can have dinner from outside.
Wow, see, you already know how
Emotional
to write it. Great. But yes, so now this is something we are trying to make them happy, and that they will think that, oh, Tia cares about us, and she's saying that we will get some rest. She doesn't have to cook food at night. She can also take some time off. And when you also say that I love pizza and I really want to have it, it will make me happy. So of course they would also want you to be happy, right? So yes, so this is pathos. Great. And last one, logos. What do you think we can say here for proof? You remember you said proof is something that will help them again know that, yes, this is a pizza to buy, and they'll get convinced.
Yes.
So what proof do you think we can give?
Maybe because it's healthy.
Okay. But pizzas are usually unhealthy. So what more can you say to make it sound like it is healthy?
That it has really good vegetable toppings on it.
Yes, very good, right? So now you are giving a good reason that why it is healthy, right? So usually, why do our parents say not to eat from outside? Because it is usually unhealthy, right? It is not good for our health.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm no way telling you to eat more pizza, by the way. I want to clarify that. But yes, this is the reason. This is the reason they are worried or they are saying no usually, right? So what we can say is we can give them a good reason that, this pizza had lot of toppings, and they have like toppings like broccoli, cheese, things that are healthy. So it is a healthy pizza also, and a tasty one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is your what is it?
Logos.
Yes. Okay, so let's quickly revise. I think you have got it already, but I want you to say it in your own words. That what are the 3 parts of a speech, in terms of how we can convince the other person really well. So what is the first?
Right. So this was the 4th part, and that is drafting all your speech. What is the approach here? Ethos, pathos, and logos. Now you will see in most of the demos, this is the first demo that you are watching, you're observing. This is the senior demo where you will be observing that there is a structured approach towards learning a new skill. Okay, be it the speaking skill or the writing skill. So there is a structured approach here. So here what happens, first we try to check the prior knowledge. We engage the child and parent in a role play, asking the student to convince her mom and dad to buy her a pizza from a new place. Okay, very interesting, and it's very engaging also. Then we introduce the EPL approach. What does EPL stands for? Ethos, pathos, and logos. We give the explanation what exactly is ethos, pathos, and logos. And finally, we explain ethos, pathos, logos with a pizza story. Okay, the explanation is there in the slides as the teacher used the slides to explain it. This brings us to the last part, and this is the final showcase. Final showcase means whatever skills that we have taught or we have discussed in the class, all these skills will be used in a final showcase where the child has to give a speech. Okay, let's have a look.
This is the reason they are 3 parts of a speech, in terms of how we can convince the other person really well. So what is the first part?
Ethos.
Ethos. And in the pizza story, you use which example or which point to show ethos?
That it's a good pizza and there are good reviews.
Correct. Good reviews. Very good. Okay. Second one is
Pathos.
pathos. And what do you think you can use here? Making happy. How can we make them happy?
We can convince them that they'll not have to work.
Yeah, and they can rest. Yeah. Great. Okay, and the third one.
The third one is logos.
Okay, and what can we say here?
We can say here that it's healthy and it has a lot of vegetable toppings.
Yes, very good. So now I know that you have understood all 3 parts really well. And now is the last chance for you to use your lifeline, Tia. Okay, so this is the part where all 3 of you can participate and help Tia. Or both of you can participate and help Tia. So now you saw Ovia speaking, right? And she really was passionate about soil. So she wanted to convince everyone that we should all care about soil and do good actions that will help save soil. Yeah? Now, I want you to pick a topic of your choice, and maybe you can take help from your parents also, and develop your own speech that you will present here using ethos, pathos, and logos. Yeah? Do you want to quickly think about a topic? It could be anything.
Global warming.
Global warming. Oh, so you also care about climate change and everything, it seems like? Yeah. All right. Okay. So global warming, and I will keep these questions for you to help, so that these guiding questions for you. Let's take 3 minutes. Okay. And let's come up with ethos, pathos, and logos on, you have to talk about global warming and you want to tell people a message, maybe to save the environment, so that global warming stops or at least reduces. So you have to convince them, right? So you can take 3 minutes, take help from your parents. If you want, you can write down your points also, and then we'll present after 3 minutes.
Right. So this is the final showcase. You ask the child to choose a particular topic and give the clear instructions to the child how to use ethos, pathos, logos, the approach in your speech, how to create the speech, write it, prepare it, and then you have to showcase it. Now here, remember the time that you're providing to the child, that should be stipulated. It should be, say, for example, it should be 2 minutes or 3 minutes maximum. If you give more than that, you might be delaying. Okay. So clear instructions should be given in the beginning. Give proper time, 2-3 minutes to the child and the parent as well to give the speech, to prepare the speech and give it. And after the speech has been given, You can share the feedback on the child's speech, and at the end, ask for 3 key takeaways from the session. And that's the end of senior demo observation. Now, do we have any question regarding the senior demo session? Any question, any thing that we missed? If you have missed anything, you can always go back to the recording, watch it again, and you can have a clear idea of how the demo is being taken. Okay. So do not forget, there are 5 parts in a demo session. If there is a language barrier, you can use your regional language, but try not to increase the conversation in a regional language, because that might turn up as the teacher herself. She's here to, speak in English, make the child fluent in English, but she's herself talking in other language. So with the parents, it's absolutely okay. Involving the parents also, you can do it in a regional language. It's not necessary that every emotions can be expressed in English only, isn't it? So yeah, with the parent, it's okay to make them comfortable using their language as well. But with the child, we will try to speak in English. If he doesn't understand, then for the explanation things, we can use Hindi. These are simple steps. You understand this. Context setting, introduction to PS skills, speech delivery, writing speech, final showcase. These are the 5 steps in a senior demo. Remember, laptop and parents' presence is highly, highly important. Do not, and also give some time to the child and give clear instructions to create and deliver the speech. Okay. Remember the success formula, both the parents, laptop, and SparkX video, which we will be discussing on day 4. Right, so we have already taken a break. So I have completed the first objective, identifying and analyzing different teachers' actions, which enable relationship with the students. Now we are moving towards building relationship with the students by the use of body language and voice. Okay. Tia seems to be very smart, outspoken child. What about the children who are shy? You are the teacher, you know how to handle different types of children. We cannot cover a wide range of students. Every child that you meet, every parent that you meet will be different in their skills, in their speaking, and in their capabilities. So yes. What if the family fails to come up with the required speech? Should we give them more time? Do you have more time? If you have, you can. If you can manage your time, fine enough. What are the possible solutions? If you want to give them more time, just tell them that we would be extending the time. Then probably you will have to save some time for your parent-teacher interaction also. So don't pressurize them to create a very tough and very big speech. Tell them the speech should be within 60 minutes. Make sure that you use ethos, pathos, logos. That's more than enough. 6 to 7 sentences are more than enough. More than enough. You just want to check whether the child has understood and whether he's, using every skill that he has learned or not. He is using his body language, his voice modulation, hand gestures, everything while he is giving the speech. Okay. It's just a check. It's nothing else. What if the parents are not much educated? If the parents are not comfortable in English, I already said that we can use regional language with the parents. What if the regional language of the parent and teacher are different? Then you might not have ended up in the class, because you must have already, it's understood that before taking the class, you must have had a word with the parent. While talking with the parent, if your languages do not are not common and you do not understand each other's language, you wouldn't have landed up in the class itself. Okay, so we will think, and when we ask questions, we'll ask practical questions. Okay, right. If the child is in 8th or 9th grade, should we do the same process? Pizza string? Yes, absolutely. This has been designed till class 10. What if one of the parents keep on leaving in between the session repetitive times, business call or mother running kitchen? This might happen. You can't avoid that. Okay? You can't avoid that. That is something that is inevitable. If that happens, it's okay. It's their home, no? Even if you tell me as a parent, if I have to sit for 1 hour, probably I might also, somebody is on the door. He is ringing the bell. I have to go and get up and open the door. I have to. So tomorrow's session, when you will be observing a junior demo session, you will see that the parent is moving in and out. You can't help it, right? What if the session is interrupted in between or before the PTM? If the session is interrupted in between or before the PTM, you can conduct the rest of the session later on, or you can have, if only PTM is left, then you can have a word with the parent over the phone when they would be available, and accordingly you can take the session. It seems that the parents are not taking interest. Both the parents not taking interest, please don't conduct that demo. What to do if the internet issues arise at the student's end during the demo? That is one technical error which you cannot avoid. Okay, so there might be network issues, there might be different other issues. So nowadays, everyone has a GeoSIM, everyone has a 5G internet connection. Hopefully it should not happen, but if it happens on the particular day, you can get your class rescheduled. Yes, you can suggest a reschedule. Okay, rest of the questions we can take along the way. Now, let's move on to the second segment, that is use of body language and voice to build relationships. Now, here, I would like to ask you a very simple question. How do you make your guests comfortable in your home? The first thing that you do or say. First, very foremost thing. Smile. Okay, Pooja. The first answer I got is smile. And probably this way. A very famous daily soap of back in 2003 or 2001, I don't remember. Yes, so greet them with a smile. Wonderful. Very nice answer. Probably the first thing that we could do is smile and greet them, isn't it? That would be the first step. So similarly, the parents and the child is also like a guest to our home, and we are going to smile and then welcome them to our class, right? Now, building relationship. Okay, Saima, very nicely written. So building relationship with the students, there are certain important points to remember here. We will start on a high note, and then we will use an impactful voice. An impactful voice will always help us to build relationships. Try to be curious about the child and listen actively. Very, very important. So we'll try to highlight on these 4 points. There are many other things, but these are the most important 5 things that we should be doing in order to have a good relationship with the student in the class. Now, let's start with a high note. Okay, so let's play a game here. Ready? I'm going to show you 2 different pictures, okay, on the next slide. And you have to identify who would you want to talk to. Okay, so there will be picture number 1, picture number 2, and you have to choose between them. Whether would you like to talk to picture number 1 or picture number 2. So let's start. Yes. What about this? Number 2. Most of you say number 2. Okay, number 2, I take it. So this was the first picture. Next one. Okay, mostly I get 2. Picture 2 again. Okay, fine. Picture 2. Okay. Next. 1 or 2. Okay, one. Most of you say one. Okay. Now, what do you think we were doing in these pictures, the three pictures that I showed you, where you were choosing the broader smile, right? Most of you were looking for a broader smile. Probably they are saying, yes, please. Okay, I'm interested in knowing you. And the right-hand side pictures are like, nah, I'm good. Okay. So you are more likely to talk to the pictures on the left-hand side of your slide. And the right-hand side, probably no, not really. Why? The reason is genuine and fake smile. It's very important to understand the difference between a genuine and a fake smile. When we try to fake a smile, we don't have the crinkles around the eyes, which is also known as the douche mark, probably, right? We don't have raised cheeks and we don't have a lower eyelid when we are smiling in a fake manner, when we are giving a fake smile. A genuine smile, when I say about genuine smile, why am I talking about genuine smile? Because that is what is going to help you build relationship. Okay. So how can we start a class at a high note, smiling genuinely, and also giving virtual gestures for encouragement, like a high five or a thumbs up or a fist bump, and making the child feel cheerful in the class. Okay. It shows that how happy the person is with the guest. Okay, very good. First one is forced smile. Yes, absolutely. Broader smiles are easy to connect. So how can we start the class at a high note? We can smile genuinely, and we can also use virtual gestures for the encouragement of the child. Now, using impactful voice. Another one I'm going to show you. It's a video. Let's
Good morning, Mumbai. This is Janvi on World Space Radio. जाने से पहले ये है मेरा आज का ख्याल उन सब के लिए जो दौड़े जा रहे हैं शहर में। शहर की इस दौड़ में दौड़ के करना क्या है? अगर यही जीना है दोस्तों, तो फिर मरना क्या है? पहले बारिश में ट्रेन लेट होने की फिक्र है। भूल गए भीगते हुए टहलना क्या है? सीरियल के किरदारों का सारा हाल है मालूम, पर माँ का हाल पूछने की फुर्सत कहाँ है? अब रेत पे नंगे पांव टहलते क्यों नहीं? 108 है चैनल, पर दिल बहलते क्यों नहीं? इंटरनेट पे दुनिया से तो टच में है, लेकिन पड़ोस में कौन रहता है जानते तक नहीं। मोबाइल, लैंडलाइन सबकी भरमार है, लेकिन जिगरी दोस्त तक पहुंचे ऐसे।
Yes, that was the maximum volume I had. I'm so sorry. That was the maximum volume.
तार कहाँ है?
So what makes this voice so interesting and so cheerful? Why? Why is this voice so impactful? Emotions and emphasis on the words. Very good. Lively, soft-spoken, the change in tonality. Very good. Clear voice with emotions. Very good. Change in pace. Yes, she changed her pace as required. She had a smile in her voice. Okay. Modulation, emphasis on the words, intonation. Yes. Pitch is changing. Very good. There were some exclamatory words also. Elongated good morning. Very good. As if she's making sure that whole Mumbai hears it. And the voice was changing to support her emotions. Very good. Perfect. Happily spoken voice modulation has been used at its best. Correct pronunciation, very good. So the articulation, enunciation, and pronunciation, very important. And the resonance in voice. These 4-5 things are very important for a good voice. By this voice, people connect and able to understand the feeling what the other wants to express. Okay. It changes with emotion and pitch. Okay. Greeting with proper modulation and positivity. Wonderful. Clear voice, good use of words, voice modulation was good, in sync with the images. Okay. Yes, rise and fall intonation, change in pace, pitch was good, soft spoken, cheerful tone of voice when she started. Energetic enough, full of energy. Okay, good morning, Mumbai. That was, I would say, not a sing song, but it was an exclamatory expression, you can say. It was not sing song. Sing song is more rhythmic. Okay. So in this voice that we heard just now, it had a very energetic start. The beginning was full of energy, lots of enthusiasm. There was a lot of change in the tone and even the volume. Some places had a higher volume. Some places had a medium kind of volume. So there was a change in tone and volume. There were emphasis on important words like शहर की भीड़ में something. So शहर was emphasized because शहर की भीड़ is something that we are absolutely lost in the crowd of the city. So there were emphasis on important words and there were certain exclamatory words like good morning, Mumbai, karna kya hai, right? The exclamation on that particular phrase. So yes, so that is why these are the reasons why it made the voice so impactful and interesting to listen to. It had an energetic start, a loud voice, change in tone and volume. There were emphasis on important words, and there were lots of use of exclamatory words as well. So always remember, an impactful voice can make others feel excited as well as you feel excited about it. So some of the features that can make a voice impactful can be change in tone and volume, pauses in between when it is relevant, emphasizing on important words. And these are some of the features of a good impactful voice, right? Okay. Another one is being curious. How would you know that somebody is curious about you? You can write in the chat section. By asking more question, okay. Body language and expression, very good. Zishan, yes. Responding immediately, very good. Kaleshwari, yes. I think I've got all the 3 points over here. Asking more questions, curiosity, frequent questions about you, your interests, personal experiences, additionally engaged body language, active listening, and genuine interest in your thoughts and can indicate curiosity. Okay. So asking more question, I have a question. Tell me more, asking follow-up questions like, so what is your hobby? What do you like doing in your free time? Ma'am, I love singing. I love dancing to like merry tunes. So what kind of dance do you like? You said that you love dancing. So what in dancing do you love? Are you training yourself like for the classical dance, or are you training yourself for any kind of Western dancing this one genre? So you can ask follow-up questions on the questions that you have already asked. Apart from that, you can also validate the responses of your students. Okay. Oh, that's great. Awesome. That's wonderful. You love dancing. Even I love dancing. So give validations or acknowledgements to whatever the person has responded. Okay. So now I'm going to show you 2 videos of a virtual classroom. After watching this video, you have to tell me, how would you feel if you were a child in this classroom? How would you have felt? Okay. Let's watch the first video.
Your mom told me that you love reading books.
Yes, ma'am, I do. I read books.
Okay, what kind of books do you read? What books? Can you name them?
Ma'am, I like Harry Potter. Harry Potter
Okay.
books. Yes.
What more?
Ma'am, I've read Enid Blyton books.
Okay. All right. So have you watched Harry Potter series?
Yes, ma'am. I have watched all 7, actually
Okay.
eight movies.
All the 8 movies. Wow,
Yes,
that's
ma'am. Yeah.
good. That's good. So what else do you like to do in your free time apart from reading?
Ma'am, I like to also play with my friends in
Mhm.
evening. I like playing basketball sometimes.
Oh,
Sometimes
you play basketball.
yes, ma'am.
That's good. That's very nice. So
This was the first video.
your
If
mom
you
told
were
me
a student in this class, how would you have felt? More energy is required. The teacher seems a little disinterested. Okay. Only throwing questions. Voice is low. Feel passive, bored. Okay, I wouldn't engage. Not opening up. No energy. Okay, let's talk about teachers' actions. Remember? Body language, hand gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, fake smile. Okay. No, body language is a very generic answer. Like she's not having a facial expression, isn't it? Hand gestures are very less, very less. Okay. Too many okays. Yes, a fake smile, not enough curious, not much expressive. Very good. Only throwing questions and questions, and she's not interested in what the student has to say about her. Energy level is low. Very good. Too many questions. Yes. Not letting the student open up or answer. Yes, exactly. Doesn't look curious to know more. Okay. Compelled to teach. Compelled to teach. Okay. Forced to sit. Okay, fine. So
that your mom
answers were quite hilarious. Nice ones. Okay, let's watch the second video now of the same teacher. Let's see whether this in this class, how would you have felt? Okay.
So Ishita, your mom told me that you love reading.
Yes,
Isn't
ma'am.
isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. I do like reading.
All right. So what do you like to read?
Ma'am, Harry Potter books. I
Wow.
like them.
Oh God, have you read? Are you one of those people who have read like all the books?
Yes, ma'am. I have 7 books. My sister, in fact, got it for my birthday.
Oh my
And I have
God.
all the books with me.
Amazing. I cannot commit to all the books. I could not start, you know. So I have watched movies. I love it. But I really want to, read. How do I start? Give me some tips.
Ma'am, I think I also felt that because these were very fat books also, very thick books.
Oh,
But ma'am, like once you read book, when you'll read, you'll find a lot of difference between movies and books, especially like from the first one only. Books, I think they are very detailed also. So you will
right.
enjoy, ma'am.
I thought the movies are, true copies of the books.
No,
I
ma'am.
was
Like
wrong.
lot of difference, especially when you
Okay.
read fourth book, you'll find like Goblet of Fire. It's extremely different to what it is shown in movies and what is there in books.
All right. So what else? What else do you read? Have you read some fan fictions? Have you read some, are you interested in the new Harry Potter movies? I believe that came
Yeah.
out
Yes,
recently.
ma'am. I have seen, ma'am, new Harry Potter movies, but they are okay. But
Okay.
I like the real Harry Potter, the one that came before, really, really
Yeah.
good.
I also think the same exact thing here, that I don't think that they're going to be that great.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
You know what? I love one series that I'm really, really, Game of Thrones. Have you heard of it?
Yes, ma'am, I've heard, but I have not watched it, ma'am.
Okay.
It's
So
good.
reading the books would be an amazing thing. If you haven't watched it, I'm
Okay.
sure that you would love the books first.
Mhm.
If you read it first, I'm sure that you will love it more than watching it.
Got it. Okay, ma'am.
It's similar to something like Harry Potter, not so much.
Okay.
It's all magical and everything. That's great as well.
Got it. Okay,
All
ma'am.
right.
I'll try.
All right. So let's
Okay. She is energetic. Her energy can be felt in the expressions, body language, smile, facial expressions, hand movements, and she is involving with the student, letting her speak, showing interest in students' favorite topic, engaging her, making her comfortable, and hence letting student to open up and leads to understanding her better. Very nice, Zishan. Broad smile, nice gestures. So now you all have written the same thing. Now she's like, this particular class is looking more interesting. You feel like talking, you feel like conversing, isn't it? Communicating, and you as a student would feel really, like connected with the teacher. Very expressive, genuine smile, curious, asking more question. Okay, very good. She was really interested to know more about this. So I think you got the crux. Very good. Thank you. So video one, you must have seen that it was more of an interview and interrogation. I think someone of you among you wrote that video one was more of an interrogation. She was constantly asking questions and questions, and she was jumping from one question to another as if she was not interested in the answers of the student. Video number two was rather more of an interaction where she pondered upon the question, tried to add some personal connections. She also tried to ask the student, okay, really, you are reading books, such fat books. Can you tell me, even I want to read books. Probably I can learn something from you. Imagine how wonderful, amazing the student would feel. Now the teacher is trying to learn from me. Wow, isn't it? So it's a good tactic to make the child feel more involved in the class, and he also feels as if I'm an equal part in the conversation that is happening, right? So always try to treat the child in as an equal partner and not like a student. Video one was more of an interview, and video two was more of an interaction. You can read some of the features of the videos. Give me a second, please. Yes. Video one was more of an interview. There was only one-way interaction. Teacher was just throwing questions on the student, and there was a same tone in the voice, limited facial expressions, no facial expressions were there. But in the video two, it was more of an interaction. The teacher was interested in talking to the child, interested to know about the child's interest, and also she tried to create a personal connection between her interest and the child's interest. There was good voice modulation, there was change in tonality and pitch of the voice, and she used lots of gestures, hand gestures and expressions also. Correct? What is not audible? Okay, I was on mute. I took a minute from of break. Right. So always remember the second video, which is an interaction. Interaction would help you to build genuine relationship with the child. Okay. Interviewing the child, just simply asking questions and questions won't help you build relationship with the child. Okay. The last one is listening actively. Now let's recall the previous video that we saw, the second video. So how can we show someone that we are listening actively? How do you think we can show? How can we show that we are listening actively to someone? By responding, counter questions, okay, follow-up questions. Respond, okay, nodding, tilting your head, nodding, and giving verbal cues like, okay, giving validations, very good. Eye contact, very good. Being alert to the things which have been spoken. Rebuttals, rebuttals are usually in debates. We can agree, disagree, we can give validations, or we can give responses. Responding to the answers. Not cutting them in between. Yes, not interrupting. Very good. Okay. So probably the first one could be smiling, maintaining an eye contact, tilting your head, nodding. Okay. This could be your body language. Apart from this, you can also add some validations or answers or acknowledgements to the child's points, whatever he or she is speaking. And lastly, what you can do is you can ask relevant follow-up questions also. So to show that you are listening actively, there are 3 things that you can do. Nod, use verbal expressions like or or right, okay, fine. So you can use verbal and as well as non-verbal gestures like nodding your head, tilting your head, and nodding. Then you can also ask genuine follow-up questions also, and acknowledge and validate the responses of the learner. To summarize, start on a high note. A fake smile will not help you to build relationship, and it does not evoke positive feelings. So always remember, smile genuinely. Use impactful voice, speak with enthusiasm and lot of energy so that the others also feel, happy about it. And try to show that you are curious about the child. Nod, tilt your head, show that body language where it seems that you are curious. Listen to them clearly, ask them follow-up questions, and interact with them. Do not interview. Listening actively, last one, nod, ask follow-up questions, move your eyes, and give validations and acknowledgements to what the learner has to say. Okay, first thing, I would like to thank all of you for being so active on the chat. And I'm really so happy I could read all the chats, and everyone has such varied responses. And everyone's response is so, it adds to the value of the conversation. So thank you for that. Some other do's and don'ts: take student's name often. If the student's name is, say, for example, Tia or Ayansh or Rudra, take the name of the student often. So Rudra, what do you like to do in your free time? Or really, Rudra, you are so intelligent, you're so smart, right? So use the name of the child more often. Be authentic. If you give fake gestures or fake smiles, students will know, okay? Trust me, they are very smart. They are very smart in judging whether you are, faking it or really giving a genuine gesture. Always consider your student as an equal partner, especially in the case of a senior demo. Okay. Share about yourself, share your personal experiences. That's always good, but do not get into random conversations because it is not going to help you build relationships, and it is only going to eat up your time. You have stipulated time, you have fixed time, 1 hour, and you have to finish off the demo. So if you get into random conversation, it's going to just kill your time. And of course, usage of sing-song voice is an absolute no. See, sing-song voice, I won't say, but a little animation in the voice, that is okay. Little animation means a kind of, a chirpiness in your voice and talking in a childish tone. That is different. And sing-song voice is absolutely different. Tomorrow, when you observe the junior demo, you will see how animated the teacher's voice is, because that's a junior kid. Yes, calling them by name gives a sense of belongingness. Very good. Yes, Sagar. Okay, so these were some of the do's and don'ts, and that's all. There are some role plays, but I would just like to ask you a question. Say, for example, you have a student, okay? And he's looking here and there, and he's very shy. He's not giving you proper answers. He's just giving you one line answers. Okay. How would you try to open him up? What would you do? Imagine you are in the introduction round. That is the context setting round, the first one, the first step. Meenakshi says, ask open-ended questions. Very good. Probing questions, okay. Fun-filling conversation. More and more questions. See if that does not overwhelm the student. You'll call up on his name, okay. Ask his hobbies, appreciate him, engage him to the topic in which he is interested. Okay, very good. Making him comfortable, talk to him friendly, interaction using something that interests him. Example, a dragon. Okay, very good, Shivam. That's a nice point. Give them some time and continuously asking and doing conversation. Okay. Tell something interesting. Very good. Curious about every question. Try to imitate any animal's voice. Okay, that's a nice one. Very nice. You can also play some games like icebreaker games. Okay. Simon Says or What Ifs, or usually what I do, know, the children, anyways, in the COVID time, the setting was like they had to sit in one place and they had to take the classes. So what I do is I usually tell them, leave the laptop, don't worry, get up and go around your house. Whatever you observe in one look, just give a one look everywhere around. Whatever you watch, come back and just say it. Another thing which I do is imagine if, okay, you were stuck in a slow motion and you were catching a train and the train is almost leaving, but you are stuck in a slow motion. How would you run? Okay, so the child wants to run, but he is stuck in a slow motion. That can be done. Imagine if a strong wind is blowing. How would you react? Without speaking a word, how would you react? Okay, so like probably we would try to save our faces, or try to save our hair from flying around, right? So these kind of body language activities or voice modulation are probably, you can act like a horse, or you can act like a monkey, or a lion. So these kind of voice activities and body language activities can be given, isn't it? And yes, of course, talking about the hobbies and all those things. They know, the children, they know that the teacher is going to ask about my hobby. I would say, okay, I love painting. And then she will ask me, what do you like to paint? They are already prepared with these questions. Give them something which they have never done. Be unique, be creative, innovative, and that is what the children love. Try to get him into conversation by giving examples from your own. Okay. Yes, Anu. I would have spoken to parents about the child's interest during the call before the demo. If you don't remember, when I showed you the introduction part in the slide, it was written your name, your grade, and what would you like to do in your free time? So that is your hobbies and interests. So anyways, you come to know about the hobbies and interests in the class also. Body language activity, describe yourself in a word. Now, describe yourself in a word. Some children will be able to do this, who are very smart. But somebody who is not very good with the language, they might not be able to describe themselves. So you have to be very, vigilant and thoughtful about the child. Yeah, riddles, even riddles would do. Yes, Sagar. Yes, activities are good to break the ice. Even sometimes I do the humming exercise or voice exercise, and so that the child is prepared to speak and, he opens up. Sometimes the child feels so shy, that he has to dance in front of the teacher, or he has to do some physical exercise in front of the teacher. What I do, I just play a head, shoulder, knees, and toes. Come on, let's start. And even I do it with them. They just love it. Okay, so it makes you more casual with the child. Yeah, sing a rhyme. That's also wonderful. Okay, that brings us to the end of today's session. Remember, everything that you need is on your account. How to access the quiz, how to view the session presentation and recording, I showed you yesterday. How to give practice assignment, that also I showed you. How to reach out to the teachers, to the chat support, also I showed you. I have also given you the teacher's handbook. And in case if you have still missed it, I'm going to paste it once again. The teacher's handbook is right here. And I would leave you to answer your quiz. Please start answering your quiz. 1 second. The teacher's handbook is on your chat. Oh, sorry. Start doing your quiz, teachers. Where is the quiz? It is there on your dashboard. My training, training schedule and resources. You have your quiz there. My training, training schedule and resources. Shows passed. Okay, then it is passed. Don't worry. Lucky you. Showing passed. Okay, that's not good. It's there in the second session, no? Okay, it's there in the second session, teachers. Check both the sessions. Don't just leave checking the first session. Check the second session also, please. Building relationship section. Please go to building relationship section. If it shows passed in both, chill. Don't worry. Day 2 first session is showing passed. I'm giving second session quiz. Okay, very good. Arpita. Please check the second session also. Do not stop at the first session. Okay, Inara done, Shubhangi done, Sanjana done, Celeste done. Thank you. Those who are done, if you are you don't have any questions, you can leave the session. Thank you so much. Bye, Sagar. What about the assignment? Assignment, you can do it later also. Pass with 100%. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you so much. Not able to see my training, training schedule and resources. Shivan, that's not true. I sit every day on the support team and I can see how the support team answers. That's not true. They respond to each and every query. If you are you were not able to attend yesterday's session, don't worry. make sure that you highlight the issue to the support team. They'll find out a solution. Because I am not entrusted to tell you to join it another week, and I really can't solve your problem. WhatsApp won't work. Only support, the chat support is the only way. Thank you, Zishan. Those who could not attend yesterday's session, please highlight it to the support team. Priyanka, Shilpa, if you have a query, please write it down. I'll read it one by one. I'm reading all the queries here. Thank you, lovely. Ruby, thank you. Is it possible to take yesterday's assignment today? Yes, Kaleshwari. Why not? Can't find the quiz in my training. Pooja, you need to go through yesterday's PPT and all the videos there. Saima, probably I missed out your point. What was your question? Let me see. Saima, can you please type it once again? I might have missed it. Jai, it is there on your dashboard. Dashboard, you have a support option, chat support. It's not compulsory to complete the assignment, but it is necessary. Please write your queries over here. Click the submit button in the assignment without doing it. Oh, I think you can do it once again. Just check. Yesterday I missed this morning session because I had, okay. Those who are still clueless about how to give the quiz and the assignment, some of you are still clueless about the assignment and the quiz. So your training schedule has everything. Just please video.
On the left hand side menu, go to my training and let's now see how we can access the training plan and schedule. On the left hand side menu, go to my training and select training schedule and resources. When you click that, you will see a page like this will open up where all your sessions are listed. You can see that the dates are mentioned.
Can you see this? Look at the dates. Always follow the dates and click on the drop down button. Okay, drop down arrow. And under the drop down arrow, you will have all the resources there. Okay, how to reach to your resources, I'll show you.
And the session time as well for each and every day. This is your training schedule. Let's see how you can give a quiz on the platform. Again, in the expanded view.
Can you see now? It's under my training schedule and resources. Assignment every day, quiz every day? Yes, those who do not have a question, you can leave. Thank you, Karishma. The topic, Pooja Jain, what topic to speak about will be given by me? Online class, which we will take the topic, would be given by you. No, why? Topic? Demo session topic? No, I showed you what a demo session contains. I just showed you the whole first half of the session and half of the second session. That was, okay. And oh, okay, the PPTs are there on your dashboard, on your teacher's handbook, sorry. Background image, please explore yourself, please. Shilpa, you need to write your query in one place. If you write it 2, 3 places, I might not get reference to what you have written. Right. So I think most of your queries are resolved. Any operational related queries? Recorded video option is visible there. I'll try to find it. Everything is visible on your training schedule and resources. All resources are given there. Your handbook has all the resources. Okay. Thank you so much. I'll close the session. Any operation related issues, you only have to get it resolved on day 5 in the query session. That is 5:30. Okay. So operational related queries, I really can't resolve. If the chat support is not working, wait for some time. Refresh your page, log in again, they will be able to respond. Chat support is on all the time. Assignments are not compulsory or mandatory, but they are necessary. Okay, they are necessary for you to have a revision of whatever you have done during the class, during the session. Okay, thank you so much. Take care, and we shall meet tomorrow again at 10 a.m. in the morning.